Hello, hello. Test, test, test. The audio should be fine because I just did a Bitcoin magazine video. How's everyone doing? Got about 45 people in here. Big crowd. Although it is Saturday, so understandably so. So first things first, let me do some housekeeping stuff. If you like my content and stuff, make sure you you subscribe to my channel so you get notifications when I post videos. I post all my Bitcoin magazine videos here too, and you'll get notifications when I go live for streaming and stuff like that. But also it helps with my metrics to promote me on like whatever algorithm YouTube uses. So like subscribes, all that stuff. It helps. What else? Yeah, so I hope you guys have been liking the semi-weekly, the bi-weekly videos I've been doing for Bitcoin Magazine. I don't like to stream as much as I used to. I used to stream like 3 times a week, and I just don't have the patience for it anymore. But whenever big stuff does happen, I like to get my stream on. So days like today, when there's a lot to talk about, especially with the alts, which we're going to get right into after I go through the Bitcoin stuff. There's always a lot of stuff, but I don't really like to stream and be like, yep, it's going up. Oh, it's going up. Cool. Might go down. That's just not a whole lot of content to really go through, and it just kind of beats a dead horse. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, which I'm assuming you do, if you're here, that I tweeted out, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. It's all one giant day to me now. That I'm going to be putting out like a newsletter kind of thing. I haven't decided on the layout yet, but it's going to be really affordable. It's not going to be anything that's like over the top. Probably something like $2.50 a week or something like that, and it'll end up being most likely at minimum 3 to 4 pages, and then it'll mostly focus on other markets other than Bitcoin. I will obviously talk about Bitcoin, but as we head into alt season and these macro setups start to get realized, that's where the real interesting stuff is going to be taking place. As long as Bitcoin did an uptrend, which we clearly are, these altcoins are going to start setting up really great macro multi-week, maybe multi-month runs. And so I think that's where the real cash money is going to be made. What else? I think that covered everything. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get right into it and talk about the Bitcoin chart. So first of all, if I'm going to do a really brief discussion of Bitcoin because I put out a Bitcoin magazine article video like 30 minutes ago where I went a little bit more in depth, but I'll just go touch the highlights here for Bitcoin. First of all, we'll look at the monthly level. We'll go to the weekly and the daily. So monthly level, we see that we cleared this this resistance level here. Boom. We saw a really big short squeeze once we cleared this like $92 to $9,800 level. People just kept trying to short this shit and they got eaten alive. So that's why we see this gigantic rally, and now we're seeing some selling taking place now that the short squeeze has cooled off. But if we can close our weekly candle, which closes tomorrow, above our monthly level here, well then huge check in the bull column, and most immediately our weekly structure remains bullish. So if we can close above this wick here, that would be amazing. That's really what I want to see. What I really don't want to see is a return below this and a close below this. That would have potentially a potentially strong consequential move to the downside, which might even have us testing 8,200 if we close below that. So we really don't want to see the market close the weekly candle below this. So far we're well above it. We're $700 above it, but if we can close above this swing high, this guy right here, then we're setting ourselves up for success. Yeah. Also, let's go ahead and look at the weekly cloud, because there's some really interesting stuff happening here. When we look at the weekly cloud, we see that we did this gigantic edge-to-edge play where we entered into the cloud and we just like, let me use my Wacom tablet here because this is a bit messy. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta find my tablet. It fell off my desk and I never picked it back up. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and break down some of this anatomy here, because there's a really interesting collection of stuff going on the weekly cloud. So first of all, we completed this edge-to-edge play, which is a move inside the cloud to the other side of the cloud. And what do we see here? We see that we're actually poking out of the other side of the cloud. If we close our weekly candle above that, this red shit that's over here, this is called the cloud, the Ichimoku cloud. If we close the weekly candle above that, that would be a major sign of strength in our current market structure. I mean, obviously we're seeing signs of strength in the market because we're seeing high volume, high spread moves to the upside, duh, right? But if we can close above this weekly cloud, that would be a cloud breakout. And I'll scroll back in history for when we did that the last time. Let me see Bitstamp. Probably be, yeah. The last time we saw a cloud breakout on the weekly time frame was 2016. And this set off the massive, disgusting, humongous, most ginormous bull run in history, right? We rallied from whatever it was, I can't see that, $400, whatever it was, $400 to $20K. And that all was prompted by this cloud breakout here. We can see that, like, just because it breaks out of the cloud, it doesn't mean it just goes like a straight line up. But what I think is going to happen is if we close above this cloud, or somewhere near it, we're going to enter into this long extended consolidation, and this is when the altcoins are going to just go ham. They're going to fly. That's when they're going to see their macro breakouts, and they're going to start the macro market bull run. The alts have been getting the piss beaten out of them for the past few weeks and a few months, really. Altcoins have been underperforming just across the whole. Altcoins have been underperforming Bitcoin for months, right? This entire run, they've been across the board just underperforming. But if we can see this consolidation start to take place, which I'll go more into it, there is some evidence to support the idea of a consolidation for us over here. If we can see something like this, where it breaks through the cloud and holds above the cloud, we saw it break out and it saw this little pullback, but it never closed back inside the cloud and it never got rejected. So if we can see this, that would be huge. This is where I think the altcoins are going to see the Bitcoin pairs start to get some attention. And I think that the Bitcoin market is going to go sideways, potentially go sideways for a length of time. I mean, this went sideways from, what is this? This was September to May. So 9 months. It consolidated for 9 months, and the whole time, it just reaccumulated this whole time, and then it shot off into this giant rally. So that's like best case scenario. That's what I want to see. Something else that we see that's quite similar is, so the 50 EMA, which is this blue guy here, just like in 2015. Right, 2015, we broke out of the 50 EMA and it never retested it for a long time. This whole consolidation stayed above the 50 EMA, and that's kind of what we saw here. We broke out of the 50 EMA and it never came back down and retested it. So I think what's going to happen, okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think this is going to happen. What I would like to see happen, the most bullish case scenario we can see, is a sideways consolidation. The 50 EMA comes and meets it, and once it does, Bitcoin's going to break out. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the lower time frame market structure and see if we can find some supporting evidence. I'm saying that rhetorically, but because I already know the answer to this. But let's go back to Coinbase because I like Coinbase. Okay, so let's look at the weekly market structure and then look at the daily as well. So what we have to keep in mind is that our cloud breakout corresponded with this guy here, and so it corresponded with the breakout of this monthly level. And so what I want to see is I want to see, like I said before, I want to see the weekly candle close above this swing high. I do not want to see this close below. That would be horrible if that happened. But if it stays above, I think we're going to be range bound here for a while. We had this epic rally, and it makes sense that people are going to be taking profit, especially if you see alts are going to rally. They're going to start dumping their Bitcoin, and larger hands are going to soak it up. We're going to see this consolidation thing. Who knows if it's going to be a pennant? Who knows if we're going to consolidate at all? But that's what I want to see. I want to see that hold. If this does not hold, well, then we're coming back down here. This is where we're going. We're going to retest that guy. And in terms of the weekly cloud structure, I really don't want to see that. Again, I want to see this thing close here. I want to see it close above this level here, this 98, this 9.8K. Weekly candle closes tomorrow night, so we got to keep an eye on it. That's going to be our indicator. Okay. What else? Let's take a look at the daily cloud. The daily cloud is looking bullish as shit, right? When we look at what we want to see for a bullish market model on the Ichimoku cloud, is we want to see continuous support being found on the Tenkan and the Kijun, which is the blue guy and the red guy, and that's what we're seeing this whole way up. It just comes down, it retests, and it rallies. Comes back down, retests, and it rallies. And there's no sign of weakness on this market model. There's no sign of reversals going on in this market model. And so far, it just looks like a daily healthy cloud structure where it's just continuously finding support and rallying to new highs. Even the horizontals are nice. Yeah, so it's just bullish, bullish, bullish. And if we can keep closing up here, stop from closing below this 9.8, I think I said 9.8K, then we're looking really, really good. So before I jump into some altcoins, I just wanted to give you guys the reason why I feel so strongly about the altcoins that I'm going to present you. It's based on this very bullish bias, and it's based on the presupposition that we're gonna hold this weekly level. That's where my bullish bias comes from. Questions before I move on? Any questions at all? Before you guys start shouting out altcoin tickers at me. I'm talking about questions about the Bitcoin market. Wade Moon. I was hoping someone would ask that. That's asking the pressing questions here. As you present it, so this is a good question. As you present, it seems that you don't want Bitcoin to retest 4 digits from now on. So, okay, let me clarify. I don't care if it retests. I don't care if it comes back down. So this is a good question because there's a big difference. I don't care if Bitcoin comes back down here and retest this on the daily level or intraday or whatever. I don't care if it comes back down here. I don't care if it comes back down here. I don't want to see the weekly level close below this guy. I don't want to see it close. I don't care about the intraday chop. I don't care if it comes down. I would like for it to come down. If it drops below here, I'm going to be looking to go long. I mean, there's a lot of macro horizontal interest there. So I see great cause to go long. But I don't want to see the weekly level close below this guy. Let me see. Seeing any divergence in Bitcoin like on RSI. Dude, to be honest with you, trading bullish or trading bearish divergence in a parabolic market is just asking to get fucked. I don't look at it at all. Do you put any stock into Winklevoss saying it breaks 10K, but it will hit the 15 on momentum? No, I don't. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, are they saying it's just going to go straight to 15K? No, I don't put any stock into that. How much resistance above this current price? Okay, also good question. So above the current price, the immediate macro resistance, I don't care about intraday resistance. I care about macro. Immediate levels that we want to see tested and overcome. It's going to be this swing high here. This, what is this? I think if I remember correctly, it's 11.5K. This is the next milestone that we want to see broken, maybe find support on. But so far, you know, guys, Bitcoin has not had a history of breaking out and retesting stuff. It will eventually, but like it doesn't do this little thing where it goes boom, and then it goes boom, it comes back down, and then it goes. So we can see that every time it broke through these weekly levels, it did get a nice retest, except for this guy. I think there was just a lot of short interest in there, and it had the liquidity just to blow right through it. But we can see here that every time we broke through a weekly level, it came up, retested it, came up, broke this, retested it. You see the little wick there where it retested it, came up, retested it. So I think we're likely going to see some retests here in this little zone, this guy right here. And you can see here that we trapped a lot of bears on this candle right here because the weekly candle did close below this weekly level. And a lot of people thought this was going to go down, myself included. And then we saw this strong bullish engulfing candle, which reversed that. So this is another reason why being too eager to short this market is just going to chop you alive. You know, don't be too eager to do it because it's full of traps. But sorry, what was the original? I just started talking. You asked me a question and I just started talking. What the hell was the question? Oh, next resistance. This guy, 11.5 is the next macro level of interest. Do you think Bitcoin will go to the moon? I think it will literally go to the moon. I think Craig Wright will literally get on a spaceship because he's Satoshi Nakamoto, and he will literally go to the moon. And then we can say quite confidently that Bitcoin has mooned. Do you think Bitcoin dominance will top out here? So yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying when I say that I think that if we can hold this level and consolidate in a range here, that alts will start to flourish. I think that the Bitcoin dominance will start to pivot, and we'll see a lot of capital flow into alts. Is it possible that this bear market rally B wave will go to new low C wave? I don't follow Elliott Wave, so I'm not the go-to reference on that guy. Sorry. Historically, Bitcoin has seen 30 to 40% buying opportunity dips. Where do you think we could see that opportunity? Dude, I don't know. That's a good question because big people that have been waiting for dips have just been fucked. They've been getting just boned left and right. There have been 28% retracements. So if we look at something like this rally right here, we did see a clean 38% retracement. When we look at this rally right here, we saw another clean 38% retracement. This actually went to 50, but you see that it found support on the 38% retracement. So I would be looking for a 30% based on this swing low. Right at our weekly. I mean, perfect confluence here. 38% is lying right on the weekly level, this dashed red line. So, this little zone right in here is going to be the area to watch, because that's going to make or break our market structure. You seem to be on a massive delay. I can see messages popping up on a stream that were posted 5 minutes ago. I think that might just be you, man. I don't see it delaying like that. Bitcoin has seen. So I think what's going on. So I'm not responding to people posting in chat. I'm responding to people posting in the stream chat, not the pop-up windows. I think that might be what you're confused about. Is it happening too fast? I prefer some kind of mid-range consolidation before next step up. No, it's not happening too fast. 20. Okay. All right. Did I answer everyone? Did everyone get their questions answered before we go to altcoins? I think I got everyone. There's a 15-second delay. Yeah, I mean, there's some delay, but it's definitely not 5 minutes. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the shit coins, which are actually gonna, like you said a couple weeks ago, conservative bulls also getting punished. Yeah, if you've been waiting for like the 61% retracement, you've just been getting. I mean, obviously, if you're not buying it, then you're not losing money or anything, but you've just been missing a lot of opportunity. Yeah. 38% retracements are where it's at, though. That's what I've always said. In strong bull markets, 38% retracements are where the buying opportunities lie. 50% retracements are pretty rare, and 61% are even more rare, except for on macro pullbacks, like on a weekly scale or something. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this stuff. Okay. Someone on Twitch said that I have a radio voice. I've heard that a couple of times. Personally, I think I sound like an idiot, but that's fine. Okay, so these altcoins that I'm going to point out are, keep in mind, are on a macro time frame. They're like on weekly and daily setups. Okay. Do I have a radio face? Yeah, a face that's like covered in stubble and like looks like I have alcoholism. Yeah. Okay, so one of the most immediate setups that I really like is Tron. So right now, Tron TRX is looking quite hot, if I do say so myself. So the reason why I like this is because from a horizontal standpoint, it's completed multiple tests. We saw the swing low here. It was resistance. We see a very clean support resistance flip on the weekly time frame. When we look at the cloud, we see that we have found support on the 50 EMA, this blue curve right here. We found support on the Tenkan and the Kijun. And now we've closed weekly candles inside the cloud, which means we're likely to travel to the other side of the cloud. If that happens, that is, what is that percent gain? It's fucking huge. It's like 98% or something. Wherever the top may be, it's like it could be 100% gain here. So nice setup on the USD pair. And when we look at the BTC pair, we see this nice bullish engulfing candle on the daily. But what I really like is the macro structure here. We see that. So here's the weekly chart. I like that we're back at this swing low and we're finding support on it. This right here. So this is piquing my interest. It's a great candidate for a markup on both the Bitcoin and USD pairs. And yeah, it looks good all around. Next one I really like is ADA, Cardano. Same sort of thing here. We see the weekly cloud structure just looking great. We finally closed a weekly candle inside on our previous weekly candle, and we found support on the Tenkan and the Kijun again. Edge-to-edge play on this guy would have us with a huge price target. Price target would be like just fucking massive. Let's say it takes its time getting up there and it eventually rallies. I mean, we're looking at like a 200% markup. And this is on the USD pair. We do have a few things to overcome horizontal wise, but it wouldn't be crazy to see it rally to the other side there. And when we look at the Bitcoin pair, we see a similar sort of setup here. We see a really nice accumulation trading range, and we took out this low here on this wick, and it saw a really nice round of buying. This is the daily. When we look at the weekly, it becomes a little bit more obvious that we had a swing failure pattern here. I mean, obviously, it still has a day to close, but unless 88 just really eats a pile of shit, this thing looks like it's most likely bottomed. Yeah, so great potential here. What else? I'm going to my Discord here because I've posted a lot of this stuff already. Which reminds me, if ever you've been interested in joining my trading group, go to bitcoin.com and sign up. That's where I'll be posting the newsletter too. Keep an eye out for that because I'll be posting that there. And if you want to sign up for that, that's where it'll be. I'll post more information about it in the future, but yeah, if you want to join my trading group and get more information like this on a more frequent basis and updates, go to bitcoin.com and you can sign up. Okay. I really like BAT, basic attention token, on both the Bitcoin and the USD pair. It's finding really great support here on this zone of prices on the USD pair, and we see the same sort of dealio on the BTC pair. And what I really like is that it took out this low here for liquidity and immediately rallied back up. So BAT looks really great. No complaints here. It's sitting right on support. This is great entry. Maybe you get an entry down here, but overall, this zone is a great zone to be buying in my opinion. Lumen. I really like Lumen right now. I see a lot of people shitting on Lumen on Twitter, but it has a potential for a massive W bottom here. Here's your swing low, and here's your other swing low that's inside the B bands. And it's sitting right on monthly support. If we look at the monthly candle, it is currently below, but it hasn't closed. So it has this swing high that it found support on the last candle. But if we can rally back up here, then that'd be sweet. And the USD pair looks really good. We have this head and shoulders bottom, which led right into this reaccumulation trading range here. And if this thing breaks out, this is a giant accumulation trading range. If this thing breaks out, it has massive potential upside, especially given how long it's been accumulating. It's been accumulating since December on the USD pair. And I haven't looked at the cloud structure on this, but yeah, okay. So not the best cloud right now, but we do have like a bit of an edge-to-edge play on like some odd time frames. But yeah, sometimes you get this like overlapping, swinging thing on the cloud when you're doing accumulation, but when it breaks out, it'll be a clear breakout, and we can see that it's just grinding against this 200 EMA, and if it pops it, the price target would be about 24 cents, so 100% markup on that guy. Can you look at Lumen USD? Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I'm assuming that was before I said that. Yeah, got to look at Zcash. I've been loving trading Zcash the past few weeks. Just been crushing these Zcash calls. When we look at I hate this wick. This is so annoying. I wish I could like truncate this chart. But when we look at the Zcash chart, this is just as clean as it gets in terms of accumulation. We see this trading range, roughly outlined. Roughly outlined here. We see a clear breakout, a clear retest, and then just a nice rally, and it's clearly in markup here. We are running into some turbulence here at this weekly level, but nothing that's gonna like reverse the trend or make it stupid bearish or anything. The real point of interest is going to be this level here. I did take some profits at what did I do? At 117.12 to be exact. Bought it at 71, so somewhere in here, and rode it all the way up. But it is encountering some turbulence here. But I left 3/4 of my position on the table because I think it's likely to clear this, come up, and then come back down here for a retest. So yeah, Zcash looks awesome. And when we look at the Bitcoin chart, same sort of dealio. We see the 50 EMA providing support. We see the Tenkan providing support. It did have a cloud breakout, and I came back and retested it, but not the worst thing in the world. If it finds support here again, well, then I suspect it's going to come back up here and retest this guy. So yeah, Zcash looks sweet. I see a lot of you bros ask me to look at Neo. We'll look at Neo. Where is it? So Neo. Damn, it's still marking up. Okay, so Neo had this accumulation trading range, and we can clearly see this clean. God damn it. This clean. So here's the trading range. Boom, boom. It came back down here and just catapulted into outer space. I personally wouldn't jump in here. This is kind of like asking to get fucked on a retracement, but there are some levels that might provide some support, and this is being one of them. What I really want to see is I want to see Neo hold support here, and if it does, well, then that'd be great. We could see on the daily time frame that it lines up with the swing high, and this is something that we saw on Zcash, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so if we look at Zcash, here's the analog right here. So Zcash had a similar thing happen where it broke out, and then it came back down here and retested the swing high. That's what I want to see on Neo here. I want to see it break out, come back down here and grind out some support and then go. So keep an eye out for this level for an entry. Maybe even this guy here. And then if you look at the USD pair, of course, this thing is rallying, but look, it ran straight into, I think this is weekly resistance. Yeah, it slammed right into this weekly swing low. Right here. So maybe we see, while the BTC pair consolidates, maybe we see it kind of range bound here and then break up. That'd be a really bullish case scenario, because it'd be a clean break of this guy and most likely see a retest of you know, this zone of stuff in here from between here. Let me draw a little. This zone of prices right here. Boom. What else do I have? Oh, Quantum. Dude, I love this Quantum chart. Okay, so Quantum looks very similar to what Neo did. We see a really nice accumulation trading range here. Where's my, yeah. So right as it came into the swing low, we saw it wick it, and then boom, right back in. So if it can close this daily candle above this level, we just completed a swing failure pattern on the Bitcoin pair, and we can see there's not a whole lot of resistance to speak of. But what's really interesting is the USD pair. So if we look at the USD pair, we can see it's in this accumulation trading range. It looks a lot like Zcash did on the USD pair here. So here's your analog. Let's look at Zcash. So if you're looking at Quantum, we're, you know, like right here ish. See it? The most important thing is we're finding support on this swing low, this preliminary support. If you're a Wyckoffean and you trade trading ranges, we found support here on this blue level, and we're pushing up. And once we pop this level, there's like literally nothing above us to stop us from going all the way until 9.3-ish. So it's this thing, I believe it's going to see at least a 100% markup from here. Me and the guys in my Discord have been building positions on this thing for a while. You know, if you remember, I posted a chart about this thing back in like January or something, whenever it was, early January, maybe February. But yeah, I've been having my eye on Quantum for a while, and it finally looks like it's ready to flex. So, can you guys hear my dog just like going ham on the bone? Just like chomping the shit out of it. Let's go ahead and look at Monero real quick, and then we'll go to Bitcoin or Ether. So Monero is seeing a very similar accumulation trading range. We see the swing low, and we see a failure to come back and down and retest it. And every time it breaches this low here, it gets buying pressure. So we see buying pressure step in here, and quite clearly here, you see that giant wick. What I really want to see, though, on the Bitcoin pairs, I want to see this thing come up and find support here. Until then, I'm not terribly interested in buying Monero. I've already sold all my Monero, and I put it into some other alts that I thought would be more productive. But, you know, the USD chart looks good. There's nothing bearish about it. I just think there's more opportunity elsewhere. But yeah, you know, we've been following Monero. I took profit at like here, and I threw it at either Cardano or Lumens, I forget. But yeah, I mean, the chart looks good. I think the BTC pair just needs a little bit more love. Let's go ahead and look at Ether. So Ether is it's a weird one. So Ether is breaking out of this, what I believe to be a reaccumulation trading range. I've been talking about this on Twitter for a while, but we see it broke out, very, very clean breakout. We see the BUEC there, the last point of support, BUEC there, and now we're seeing this markup. But the point of interest that I really want to see us overcome is I want to see us close our daily candle above this red band. I don't want to see this daily candle close below this level. If we do, I think we're going to come back down and retest the top of this trading range, come back down here. That red band of prices is caused by this this weekly level. We can see it was a point of interest for a while, right here. And if we can close above that, then we're in really great shape, because there's nothing above us until like 380, maybe even 440. This is really the big swings, the swing that we're looking for here. Maybe you'll run into some turbulence here, but other than that, there's like nothing above it. So if we can close a daily here, well, then this is going to rally most likely to 380, maybe even 440, 450. When we look at the BTC pair, it's been in this like accumulation trading range kind of dealio. It's not the best look. I mean, I'll tell you right now, it's not the best looking chart, but it is finding support where we'd like to see it find support. And we haven't even seen I've retested this top of this trading range since February. So the BTC pair could look better. But I know all you Ether traders don't really give a shit about the BTC pair, which is fine. It's just a personal preference. Coin is the lowest I've ever seen it. Yeah, so it's the lowest in terms of the BTC pair for sure. But the USD pair looks good. I've been holding this thing for a fucking while. I think I've been building my positions on these swing lows, and then after this swing low, the last time I added was at 27 cents, and I just haven't been building my position ever since, because the BTC pair hasn't really shown a whole lot of strength. But I'm fine with holding this. I think it's a really good long-term play. I'm talking like several months, maybe a year out. But so far, the USD pair looks like a really nice accumulation trading range. And once this level blows, it's going to mark up big time. Coin likes to do these periodic cycles on the Bitcoin pair. We can see that it kind of just likes to drift into nothing, and then boom, it pops. And when it bottoms, it really bottoms. We can see the same thing reflected on the USD pair as well. When we look at the USD pair, it kind of does the same thing. It drifts down. It goes boom and boom. It drifts down and then boom. Drifts down and then boom. And when we look at how long this thing's been accumulating, this is huge. This might be the biggest accumulation range that we've seen so far. It's been accumulating since November, mid-November. And when this thing finally breaks out, it's going to be a monster. This is the longest accumulation range that Coin's seen ever. Ever. And when we see the percentage markups that Coin likes to do, from here to here, 1,600%. From here to here, whatever, 6.7K. From here to here, 2.2K. So, wherever this thing goes, it's gonna fly big time. And also, I like the project in general, so I'm totally fine holding this thing for forever. So whatever. Can you check out ICX? Sure. Oh wait, before we do that, I want to talk about XRP, because I like XRP's chart. So XRP is currently seeing a breakout of its reaccumulation trading range. We can see a clear, clean breakout. Currently finding support on the sign of strength, so checking the bull column. but this is about as clean as it gets for a reaccumulation trading range. You see a nice creek, a jump across a creek, a BUEC, and then boom, rally. This is the 4-hour chart, which leads into a larger sort of thesis of accumulation. So we see an accumulation trading range, and this blue guy is just a reaccumulation, a larger accumulation. So Wyckoff inception. And when we look at the BTC chart, you know, leaves a little bit to be desired. But if you look at this chart here, this setup is very similar to the Bitcoin setup we saw around 3.2K. We see this giant block here that ends up being support and a source of liquidity. And when we look back at the daily chart on Bitcoin, it's the same sort of dealio here. We see this swing low, the market just kind of drifts down here, and then buying steps in. So we're kind of doing this like drifty thing into this level, this this band of prices. So I think XRP has a lot of potential here. Oh yeah. So anyway, ICX. ICX is just drifting into non-existence on the Bitcoin pair. USD pair doesn't look half bad. It's holding support fine, but I don't see anything terribly amazing about this chart right now. I thought ICX is going to rally a lot harder. The first time I looked at the chart back in early the year, it was like right here, and I thought it was going to rally up to this level here, and didn't quite get there. But it's it's doing this long form accumulation, so maybe it'll be a late bloomer. But at the moment, I see nothing terribly amazing about this chart. OMG. OMG's in this really nice accumulation trading range again. You're seeing a common theme here. And it's testing. Kind of looks like a little bit of a bull pennant, doesn't it? Maybe an ascending triangle sort of dealio here. But yeah, OMG actually looks pretty good on the USD chart. And if it breaks out, price target is 3.3. So what is the BTC pair? Here. Not a big fan of this BTC pair chart. Definitely want to see it reclaim this support, but right now it's seeing a bearish retest at this level. So this isn't something I would personally want to be immediately looking to hop on, but maybe something to keep in the back of your mind, because that USD accumulation range looks pretty nice. Chainlink. God, you guys. Oh, Link. I would like to see this prove that this is support before I jump into Link personally. Because if this gives away, then it's going to shit a brick. Yeah. Oh, it is breaking new all-time high, isn't it? Yeah, I'd like to see that find support, and maybe that would correspond with a retest of this guy or something. but I definitely don't think that Link has the best looking BTC chart at all. I know that people have been pumping the shit out of it, which always has me wary. I know that what's his face, Crypto Bitlord, has been shilling the living shit out of this thing. But definitely not the best looking Bitcoin chart, if I'm being honest. I'm wary of stuff like this that see large impulses and then trickle down. That sometimes is an indication of like a pump and dump kind of thing. So yeah, just keep your wits about you on this one. I mean, if you want an example of like, what is it? Tezos. If you want an example of something that got pumped and dumped into oblivion, everyone and their fucking mom was just like going ham on Tezos for like a week and a half, and everyone's like, oh, this is a new thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look what happened to that thing. Immediate 100% retracement. So I think that Link could be another one of those things like that. Anytime you see people shilling coins, you should really try to look for the bearish perspective, because stuff like this could happen to you where you're buying the bags. I saw a lot of really big names shilling this thing, and it just ate a plate of dicks. So, okay, I'll take like one more, and then we'll call it. Especially because my dog sees something outside that she wants to bark at, so she's about to start going ham, and it's gonna be annoying. So. The hell is shot? Actually, yeah, let's look at Litecoin instead of that random coin shot. I don't know what the hell that is. So Litecoin, I'm actually a bit bearish on Litecoin at the moment. I think that it's running into macro resistance here on the USD pair quite clearly. It did this edge to edge play. So maybe it ekes out like a new high, but the macro structure is not bad, but I think that it's running into this macro resistance, and I definitely wouldn't want to be a buyer here, because we've seen like very little support retests. So I could see this thing coming back down here and retesting 85, retesting this guy before it continues upward. And when we look at the USD pair, I'm sorry, the BTC pair, we see the same sort of thing. It came up, found resistance at a logical point, and just shit a brick on itself. Even like the daily time frame, like it's not, I mean, it's kind of sitting on support here, but the real support's going to lie in this gray area I have outlined. And the 4-hour time frame on this thing. It just made an SFP here, which is visible on multiple time frames. We see this kind of tweezer top on the 6-hour. It still has 2 hours to go, but we see a tweezer top here. We see a lot of buying pressure and not a lot of movement. So that's usually an indication that supply is being unloaded here. Yeah, I mean, it's also, I don't know, I just don't see anything terribly exciting about Litecoin. I think it has more downside, and I think if Bitcoin does see a little bit of a pullback, that Litecoin's gonna suffer from that. I don't think it has a terrible amount of upside before it gets a support retest. Okay, I've been making videos for the last 4 hours because I made that Bitcoin magazine video. But yeah, anyway, keep an eye out for the newsletter that I'm going to be putting out. It's going to be super cheap. Hopefully informative, hopefully helpful. If you're interested in joining my trading group, go to bitcoinschmitcoin.com and sign up. I'm active in there more hours than I would care to admit. But yeah, I got a good group of guys. We're doing really well. When we're starting to find these diamonds in the rough on the altcoin charts. So that's the new endeavor. Bitcoin, maybe it sees a little bit more upside, but in terms of percentage gain, I think the real money's gonna flourish in the altcoin charts. What else? Be sure to subscribe my video, or like my video and subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications, of course. But the likes also help with my metrics to promote me. So get more viewers, get more secret handshakes, whatever. Yeah, that's all I got. Maybe I'll do a stream in like a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, whatever. Whatever the time frame is to see some of these altcoins breaking out. What else? Yeah, that's all I got. You guys go enjoy your Saturday. Stop staring at the charts, you degenerates. Okay, bye.